Hi, I'm John Burns and welcome to this real-world introduction to personal change and hypnotherapy. If fear has been stopping you from making positive change, then I believe I have the antidote. This video will give you the knowledge you need to help you dispel the myths and the doubts so often associated with hypnosis. So, join me for the next few minutes and learn what hypnosis is really about.
Unfortunately, some people still have the idea that hypnotherapy is all about swinging pendulums and being somehow knocked out. No wonder people fear it. The good news is that the actual process is far more comfortable and far more pleasant, as this clip will show you in just a moment.
The appropriate time to let those old thoughts, those old feelings simply disappear, melt away.
Normally the client will be sat comfortably in a chair. The therapist will be using suggestion and perhaps analytical techniques to help facilitate change. There is no pressure. It's a collaborative method of change. One might even say that the client allows themselves to enter that hypnotic state.
Because those old thoughts really weren't your responsibility at all. They belonged to somebody else from another time, another place. And it's okay, it's perfectly allowable to simply let them disappear.
The therapist may use the power of metaphor or storytelling to allow the subconscious to make positive changes that are in the best interests of the client. The client simply will not accept a suggestion that is not in their interests. However, when it's something they want to change, something they have a desire to change to, the subconscious allows in the thought when in a hypnotic state, even if that thought was impossible to accept in the everyday and fully alert state of being what we might term conscious. So you see, this is a collaborative process, a process where therapist and client work together. Definitely not scary, often very relaxing, frequently enlightening, something to be valued. And it happens as a development of the trust and rapport that's developed between the client and the therapist.
To achieving your goals.
As the session comes to an end, the therapist will gently guide the client back to a full state of alertness and awareness, because for a while now the client's been internally directed, thinking about internal memories, past experiences, or perhaps even that allegorical or metaphorical story that the therapist has been using. And so the session gently draws to a close.
The sounds inside and the sounds outside. On 3, getting ready for a nice big stretch now. And on 4, you're almost there. And 5, eyes opening now, nice and alert, nice and aware, feeling really rather good.
You've been hypnotized many times before. Perhaps you've had the experience of driving the car some considerable distance, 50 miles, 60 miles. You may not even recall exactly how many times you've changed gear, what junctions you've already gone past, and yet everything seemed to work just fine. You left your home and you arrived at your destination. It's an instance of what many people call highway hypnosis, environmental hypnosis, that gentle daydreamy state we get into when things just kind of run on automatic pilot. And you've had that experience lots of times. You may have been daydreaming out the window, or perhaps you were at the cinema. Now, if you're at the cinema, you know that the actors are only playing roles, that next week there'll be a different film that they're in. But nonetheless, whilst you're there and whilst you're paying attention to the film, your emotions can be engaged. You can laugh along at the funny parts. You can feel sad or sympathetic in the more moving parts. And yet you know, at a logical level, it's nothing more than a film, a construct, put together by the scriptwriters and the editors, the film director and the actors. it still engages your emotional part and mind. You've been in a hypnotic state, just like driving, being in the cinema, watching television. All of these are different instances of natural hypnosis. Some term it environmental hypnosis. Hypnosis induced by the environment in which we find ourselves. And so if you've already been in a hypnotic state, why should it be a fearful thing? It's an entirely natural thing. Something that happens to us each and every day. So, how will you use hypnosis? What changes will you make in your life? What improvements will you make? Wouldn't it be wonderful to let go of something that's become out of date, redundant, no longer appropriate? Wouldn't it be fantastic to take on board some new and useful habit? Well, you can. So you've been hypnotized before, but not always for your benefit. So why not take the opportunity to use that hypnotic state for something you'd like to achieve, something for your benefit? You deserve it, right? They come to let go of old habits. They come to start new and better habits. They come to make changes in their life. They come for a sense of personal freedom.
My hope is that this video has allowed you to put aside some of the fears, some of the doubts you may have had. Hypnosis is a powerful way to make positive changes in your life. It's fast, effective, and entirely natural. Why not take advantage of it today?